What's up, good people? Yours truly, Michael Ferrera, back with another Style Your Life. And this one came to me as I just got back from a run, and it hit me that you really shouldn't be bragging about reading 30 or 40 or 50 books during this coronavirus, because that's absolutely stupid. So real quick before I jump into the content as to why you shouldn't be bragging about reading 100 books or 5,000 books or whatever gigantic amount of books that you're reading is, if you're a regular listener, subscriber, thank you so much. Continue to do so. Please share, please comment, please like, and all the above. For those of you that are new to this content, please subscribe, hit that notification number or button, and let's get this thing going, because styling your life is about styling your mind first, and then making the clothes and the wardrobe and the suit and the money and the business and everything else follow. So, why do you not need to be bragging about reading 30 books? Should you be reading? Yes. Should you be reading a million different things and 40 books and one book a day and all these weird types of numbers? No. And that's stupid. And I've been guilty of it, and that's why I know that it doesn't make sense. The number one thing that you should be focusing on during whatever time you have at home or in the background where you have more time to consume content is focus and mastery. Because we often get so caught up in, I need this information and this information, I need this and a little here and a little here and a little here. And our mind is just so compounded and confused with the amounts of information that we're giving it, that has no direction and no way to actually implement these different things. And that's why it's stupid to continue to consume massive amounts of content. The biggest thing when reading and getting to the next level is finding one or two, really one book that you just love and that gives you the value that you can start to master and kill it and crush it and top it off in every single way, no questions asked. And that is so important than reading 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 800 books and saying, I read this, I read that, I read this, etc. And I'm guilty of it as well. I've been there, but I stopped years ago when I realized that it doesn't make sense. Many times we read a book and we check it off the list. We have a whole bunch of highlights and we put it on a bookshelf because it looks cute and looks pretty and it's a nice show off to say you read these amount of books. But that doesn't matter. What matters is the implementation. And I've shared this before in some of my other content. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. Because if you know everything and you do nothing, then that's stupid. So therefore, knowledge is not power. And I say that to kids all the time when I speak at schools. It's kind of funny because the teachers, they want the motivational uplifting, but I give it really true when I speak at universities and schools and even grade schools and elementary. Like, it's too important. Like, you can't train kids that knowledge is power, because it's not. Knowledge is only potential power. When you use knowledge, it is power. And that's when you become powerful. So rather than, continue to read and consume drastic amounts of content, scale back, sharpen the axe. Look and see which one or two books provide you the most value, and just focus and master that book, that entity, that piece of content, that whatever it is, and just master it till you can't do it anymore. And we all are still learning and still mastering, and I'm doing that still to this day. This book that's sitting right here, Think and Grow Rich, this is one of my original copies. My father gave this book to me when I was 12 years old. I started my first business when I was 12. I started making real money when I was 14. And I still have one of the original copies that he's given me. And this book changed my life. This is one of the first books that I ever read on personal development, personal growth. And I was really thrown off when I first read it as a kid. But I didn't really understand this book until after I was after college. Went to college, went to university, did all the stuff, got all the, degree, all the other stuff. But then this book, I didn't really understand this book until later on in life. And I continued to read this book. I probably read this book at least 50 times in my life. I read it at least once a year, sometimes more, but I've read this book at least 50 times, and I'm continuing to do so. There's so many highlights and so many gems and so many pieces that I pick up that I never picked up before. And that's again another reason why need to focus on one piece and one book that can drastically transform your life. And this book is one of them that has done it for me. And I mean, you've seen this book, you've heard this book. If you haven't, there's a bigger problem. And at least you get to hear it now. And I encourage you to read it. But more importantly, right, don't focus on numbers. Don't focus on a lot of books and reading everything and consuming everything. Focus on the opportunity to master one thing and gain more insight that you can propel your life to a higher level. So that's how you truly style your life. Focus, focus, focus. And I do this every year. I read this book every single year. It's on one of my lists that I read regularly. So hopefully this is valuable. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about reading a lot. Focus on the value that you bring after you consume the content or consume the book. Focus on one thing, make your life great. As usual, you can have every single thing in your life. This is yours truly, Michael Ferrera, as long as you truly believe it. Style your life. Peace.